Commissioner Kirschner, you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Blunt. I will call this commissioners meeting to order for Thursday, April 8th. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioner Paradiso, I assume you have a prayer this morning?
Yes, sir. Dear God, we thank you for the responsibility as county commissioners. We ask for your guidance as we deliberate county business. We thank you for the dry, wonderful spring as many people are outside enjoying the weather. Farmers are in the fields. We also want to recognize our EMS and first responders and all of public safety for all they do. And we also would like you to lay your hand over Commissioner Schuff as he is recovering from some minor surgery, that he has a speedy recovery. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Nicole, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kirschner,
I am here.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Here.
Commissioner Schuff is here.
He is here. Silent, but deadly, as they say. So I will also accept the motion to approve the digital audio video recording of our previous board session held April 1st.
So moved.
And I will second. Nikki,
Commissioner Schuff,
yes?
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
and Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes. Stacy Wilson, County Administrator's Report. What do we have today?
We do have somebody on the agenda at 10.
I see that Trinity Tiffin Public Library. You want to get them first, okay?
Sure.
So let us do that. Community Read Program. Who do we have on the line today?
Hi, this is Trinity Lescalette, the Adult Programming Manager at the Tiffin Seneca Public Library. Thank you. This is the time of year that we typically have our community read, where we encourage everyone in the county to read and discuss a single book. And last year at this time, we were right in the middle of the community read when COVID-19 forced us to cancel the remaining events, including the author visit by Steve Lopez, the author of the book, The Soloist, which is a true story. It's about his friendship with a man he meets on the streets of Skid Row in Los Angeles. And he developed a friendship with him and began writing about homelessness and mental illness. And so Steve Lopez is coming. We have rescheduled him for this fall. He'll be here in October. So what we're going to do this spring is we are revisiting the community reads of the past. So our first community read was in 2002. It was the book Rocket Boys by Homer Hickam. And I actually found in our files the Commissioner's Proclamation from 2002 declaring it Community-Wide Read Month. So we are looking back at those past events. We have posters from all those years of community reads in the lobby. We made a bookmark with all of the community reads. So if you missed one, you have a chance to come check those books out. We have them all on display here at the library. And on Thursday, April 22nd, we're doing an online program, Revisiting the Community Read. So it will be on both Zoom, and we'll live stream it to Facebook. And we're going to catch up with some of our authors and community partners who've been part of the community read and see what they've been up to. So we will be joined by Martha Conway, the author of Thieving Forest, and Janet Beard, the author of the Atomic City Girls. And they'll talk about what they've been writing, what they're working on, what's coming up next. And we're also going to be joined by many of our community partners. So we will have someone from Job and Family Services, Seneca County Common Ground and Tiffin Farmers Market, the Seneca Conservation District and Proving Ground Farm, the Seneca County Opportunity Center, and the Seneca County Council on Homelessness to give us an update, what's been happening with their organizations in the last few years. We are also going to give away a copy signed by the author of Rocket Boys, that very first book, And we'll also give away a copy of The Soloist, so the winner can get this book signed by the author when he comes this fall. So we are looking forward to his visit. But, you know, our success with the community read over the years is due to all of the partnerships in our community. So I went back and looked through all of those programs we've held and our statistics. We have partnered with at least 40 different organizations in our community to do programs that go with the community read. At least twice as many individuals, 8 school systems, and those students are reading the books, completing projects, hosting author visits. Thousands of people have read the community read books, came to the programs, and attended the author visits. The last few years, the Community Foundation has given us a grant to purchase books for other public libraries in the county and for distribution to local schools who are participating. And we, since 2015, have been able to have author visits. And that's thanks to the generosity of the Tiffin Seneca Library Foundation and other community donors. And, you know, the community read lets us bring people and organizations together. We learn more about each other. We learn more about our community, all while reading a good book. And, you know, I have to say the perfect example happened yesterday. Hallie Williams from the OSU Extension contacted me and said, hey, can you help pass out some of our Victory Garden kits? Because our focus was on agriculture back in 2017. And if we didn't have that relationship already, she wouldn't have probably thought to reach out to us. We also partnered with a lot of agencies a few years, 2 years ago, when farmers were in such a dire situation in our county due to the weather conditions and the focus, you know, on mental health, the impacts. So once again, we couldn't do this without other organizations in our community. And I hope to see you at the library to check out some of those books and join us on April 22nd.
Trinity, very nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
I can see the smile on your face. We're back in business, right?
Nice job, Trinity. I feel bad even drinking my coffee because you have so much enthusiasm. It's just awesome. Yeah. Nice
It's a wonderful
report.
event.
Nice report. Thank you.
Okay, I'll open it up to any questions that the public might have of Trinity at this point, if anyone would like to ask questions or, so there will be, you say that you'll be able to do one of these events by Zoom.
Yes, the program will be on Zoom. So if you want to attend through Zoom, you'll need to register and I'll send you the meeting link. And you can call or go on our online calendar, or you can just watch it, the live stream on Facebook, just like people are doing with the meeting right now. And if you have any questions, you can call the library. I'll go ahead and put my name and email in the chat as well. People can reach out to me directly.
That would be good. That would be good. Thank you. Are there any questions out there of anyone regarding this? Again, Trinity, thank you for an enthusiastic presentation. Yeah. It's a good way to start the day. All right, very good. So let's move on to the county administrator's report here.
Okay. First, I'll give an update. John Logston has got the parking lots scheduled for sealing for this spring. All of these will be done on a Saturday. So the lots will be closed on Saturday and Sunday, but be ready for Monday. So May 15th will be the commissioner's lot. May 22nd will be the front lot of the jail. And then May 29th will be the back lots at the jail, JFS and Veterans Services side lot. And then June 5th will be the RTA. And I'll get Jimmy to put those up on our website and make sure John's already let the departments know, but I thought I'd update just so the public knows we're going to be having some work done. Right now, we don't have any requests for use of our parking lot during those days, as we do sometimes with events for our parking lot. So
hey, Steve,
we'll get those out there.
I just have a thought. Are we going to, maybe this isn't the right time, but I think we're going to replace the concrete sidewalk out there at the sheriff's office.
Yes.
Are we going to?
Well, we intended to, yes.
And I think it might be better to replace that first, then blacktop it, because you're going to tear that, at least in front there, is going to get tore up, right?
Yeah.
We're just sealing the blacktop.
Just sealing it.
So what they would probably do is patch, there'd be a patch there right?
That's the
But,
concrete. Yeah, that's the sidewalk.
You know where the transition comes together?
Mhm.
Okay, but that's in your plans this year to get that done, right?
We talked about it, yes. I
mean,
don't have any bids on that yet. I can
bid
ask
in
John
and
to
all
get it.
that, but-
Yep.
Okay. That's my
Yeah, I
only
think-
thought, because I think there's some blacktop work there that looked a little rough. But you can seal the whole parking lot, I guess, and then go back and fix that when we do the concrete work.
Yep.
Okay.
I know there are probably others affected, there will be others affected, but I think it's a matter of courtesy. Maybe we should let Madison Street Tavern, the Renaissance and Empire know that in advance.
Okay.
So they can let their customers know.
Okay.
Because I'm sure a majority of those folks park there on the weekends.
Over the weekends. Yep.
Good.
Yeah,
Yep. We can do that.
okay, perfect. All right, next.
I want to give you just a quick update on the month end. Screen share. Revenue. Yes, doesn't matter. Expense or revenue. We'll start with revenue, I guess. So the revenue for March, monthly total is 1.2. As you can see, I went ahead and put 2020 in there and 2019 in there, so we kind of knew where we were at. Usually revenue, we are collecting real estate taxes we would have collected and probably settled. That's why the big difference in you see 20 and 21 this year due to COVID. The Board of Revisions gave an extension to citizens to get their property taxes paid. So that's just pushed that back a little bit. So we're technically not behind in revenue. It's just delayed a month. So that's why those numbers look different. So I added in first quarters so you can see, and I'll just update it this way. I figured this was a little bit easier than the other sheets that I was showing that had the details in it, which you guys get every month anyway. So there's the revenue. And then expenses, we're sitting at 1.2 for March. And as you can see, so far for first quarter is 4.4. So we're up a little or down a little bit from 2020 and 2019. Do you have any questions?
No, I think
So
we probably need to get a good handle on a quarter before we really, in April now, before we can really start projecting.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll settle the real estate in April. Is that what we're going to do?
Yep. I think Paul was on, but I'm pretty sure that's what both Julie said, and they indicated they were working on settlement.
Yeah, just a side note, I see Paul's on, but he mentioned in the, I think, Budget Commission, we had over $100 million total of county money. I think that was the all-time high that he can remember, which is mind-boggling sometimes. Just a side note.
Yeah, most of that'll go back out to the schools and to the,
Sure.
School of Op and all those. We would
All
love
that
to have.
tax revenue comes in, and then Paul has it, and then you have to settle and disperse it.
Yep. I sure wish we had 100 million
Yeah.
just for the general fund.
Got it. Thank you.
That's all I have today.
Okay, thank you very much. Renee, if you're ready, I would be more than happy to allow you on in respect for your time.
I am ready if you're ready for me.
Well, our favorite economic development person in Fostoria. Go ahead.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm excited to be here this morning, but I don't think I will be as enthusiastic as Trinity was. I just don't think I can pull that off. It's still a little too early and I haven't had as much coffee as I would need. But thank you all for having me this morning. I wanted to give you a few highlights from 2020, but more importantly, I want to let you know some of the exciting things that we're undertaking and working on for 2021. So as far as FEDC in 2020, I think we can all agree that nothing about 2020 went as planned, but economic development did not stop. So we had a total investment of over $34 million in 2020 in Fostoria projects. These included projects with companies like Manel, Ropey, Ohio Logistics, and several others. Member outreach, which is always a priority, took on a new meaning in 2020. And the way we were able to assist members and other businesses within the community was truly impactful. Utilizing the CARES programs offered through FEDC and the Chamber, we were able to offer financial assistance to 26 area small businesses. And these programs were offered in partnership with the Seneca County Commissioners as well as the City of Fostoria. As we look at 2021, we see all kinds of projects and opportunities on the horizon. We do have 2 existing industrial company announcements that will be forthcoming. We believe these announcements will be made in the next 30 days. However, between these 2 project announcements, it will be 130 new jobs and around $33 million in capital investment here in Seneca County. That capital investment includes construction and the purchase of machinery and equipment. We'll have some additional industrial expansion announcements later this year as well, as we're already working with some companies on their plans for this spring and summer. We were approved through the Rural Industrial Park Loan Program to construct a new spec building. So construction will begin later this year and the building will be put in our existing industrial park on State Route 23 South here in Seneca County. We're also working on the St. Wendelin project. We continue to work with the local St. Wendelin Parish along with the Toledo Diocese on the acquisition of the former St. Wendelin High School, which sits along County Line Street. It's our hope that we'll take possession of that property in the next 30 days. We're working with a consulting group out of Columbus to assist with various aspects of the project. There will be more details to come once we officially take possession of the property and we can share some additional plans and ideas. This will obviously be a very visible project as the building does sit along the heaviest traveled road here in Fostoria. We're also utilizing a lot of state programs right now. Their inclusion grant program. We're working with RGP and Jobs Ohio and meeting with some of our local companies, specifically some of our smaller businesses, looking to invest to make them aware of the new Jobs Ohio inclusion grant. We just had our first successful applicant that received a grant of $50,000 from Jobs Ohio. This is a small minority-owned business that you'll be hearing more about once they're ready to announce their project. But we're excited to be able to assist some of the small businesses that would not typically be eligible for these kind of funds. The state has altered and recently re-implemented their state certification, their Site Ohio program. We've submitted multiple sites for consideration. It is our goal to get at least one local site state certified through this program. And we are in the process of creating a new industrial park on the corner of State Route 12 and Weaver Road. So we're working with the state on trying to align some of our projects with some of their programs. And we have the 100,000 square foot spec building there on State Route 12. We have multiple parties interested in the building and we've recently had a couple site visits. So we're hoping to have an announcement on that maybe later this summer, early fall. We've also spent a significant amount of time working on entrepreneur and small business development. So over the past year, we have really put our entrepreneurial ecosystem plan into full action. We became a co-starters community in August of last year, making Fostoria the only co-starters community in the state of Ohio. Fostoria co-starters began with a virtual community training in September, where we had 16 business leaders participate, with 7 choosing to continue on to become certified facilitators of the program. In early October, we launched our first 10-week cohort, which included a diverse group of 14 entrepreneurs ranging in age from 24 to 65. We're currently running our second cohort, and between the 2 cohorts, we have 13 new businesses represented and 14 existing businesses represented here in Fostoria. To further support our existing small business owners and entrepreneurs, we've created advising hours here at the Learning Center, which provides access to 30-minute advising sessions with experts in areas of branding and marketing, general business, and legal, and that is at no cost to our small businesses. And earlier this week, we just announced the Launch Fostoria Business Competition. Launch Fostoria will run throughout the summer and culminate with a public pitch event on July 23rd in downtown Fostoria. The winner of the business competition will receive a prize package valued at just over $18,000. And that prize package includes cash, lease payments, consulting services, and advertising. While we have already identified many viable businesses, we anticipate identifying more through the Launch Fostoria business competition. And I would like to mention that that launched on Monday, and we already have 3 applicants that have submitted their business plans to us. So in addition to this, we in the spring of 2020 created an internal small business revolving loan fund in partnership with the city of Fostoria. With COVID and everything that went on for much of 2020, that kind of got a slow start. But since the first of the year, we have awarded 2 loans, each for $25,000 to small businesses here in Fostoria. These loans, a total investment between the 2 small businesses of $50,000 on our part, is correlating into the creation of 8 new jobs, 31 retained jobs, and a combined capital investment of almost $650,000. And these, when I say these are small businesses, these are like less than 10 employees. So we're really excited with these initial numbers and looking forward to seeing how the program continues to assist some of our smaller businesses. As far as downtown, we have multiple projects in the works. We have 4 new retail businesses that we are currently working with who will be locating downtown. So stay tuned for those announcements because they will all be forthcoming over the next couple of months. Some other endeavors that we continue to be involved in. Of course, we continue to work with the county on the land bank initiative. We feel this is such a critical tool for the county and the municipalities as we continue to see the removal of blight throughout the county. The benefits of this are so significant, and we want to thank the county commissioners for their continued support and involvement in the program. And then grants writing, our office continues to do the bulk of the grants writing for the city of Fostoria, as well as our respective organizations and some community nonprofits. In 2020, through our office, we brought in about $1.4 million in grant monies to Fostoria for various projects, in addition to securing almost $3 million in other outside funds for ongoing FEDC, FLC projects and initiatives. As far as tourism, the Midwest Sculpture Initiative with our sculptures downtown, our selection committee recently chose the 8 new sculptures that will be placed on May 11th. This is our 4th year of the program, and we have had 5 sculptures purchased in that time, and those sculptures are permanently now in our downtown corridor. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was the Fostoria Learning Center. It continues to be a unique asset for the community and the county. In 2020, obviously a unique year, the Learning Center assisted over 1,700 individuals in various capacities. We are on track to more than double that number this year. And then as far as workforce, our Jobs Fostoria page, where we manage and operate to help promote the jobs that are available in the city of Fostoria. In 2020, we had 593 new members to the group. We are now pushing 3,000 members on that group. And we had 917 posts about available jobs in the city of Fostoria in 2020. So those are just some of the highlights, but I hope it provides a snapshot of some of the progress and activity we're seeing within Fostoria. So much is happening, and we, as always, are excited to share the information with you. And I would be remiss if I did not again thank you all for your continued support of FEDC and all things Fostoria. It is such a pleasure to work with all of you. And with that, unless there are any comments, questions, or concerns, that will conclude my update this morning.
Very good. That was given with a lot of enthusiasm as well.
Well done, Renee.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions out there from the commissioners or anyone else who would like to ask Renee questions? Okay, thank you very much, Renee. And it's a pleasure working with you as well. It's a two-way street. You guys work very hard over there, and we appreciate the collaboration that we've been able to establish.
Thank you.
Okay, on to commissioner reports. Commissioner Paradiso.
Thank you. I have a few comments. I attended the a meeting out at Seneca Township this week. It was my first formal meeting out there. Had a real good meeting. I thought it was very productive. Of course, we discussed EMS along with some other things. I went to the New Riggle MBS EMS meeting this week as well. Answered some questions again. I thought very productive, positive. Attended Pleasant Township meeting last night. Again, healthy meeting. Just continue to try to get out a little bit into the county. We bring EMS up almost every meeting, Commissioner Kirschner, and I don't think that's a bad thing, right? We bring it up. There's no secret that you've said it many times that the commissioners believe that EMS and our sheriff, safety are the top two priorities in the county. And I just want to give a little testimony, kind of a feel-good story that happened last night. And maybe just add a little bit, Vicki, to your article in the AT for a little clarification. So the county and Ken Majors, we've hired 2 full-time EMS individuals that can be used out within the county. They're not part of our ECHO unit. I think credit needs to be given to Bloom Scipio EMS district, who they represent the people out there, and Attica Venice Reed AVR. They voted to merge. They're all working together in that southeastern part of the county. They have a tax in place that generates some revenue, and their volunteers, their coordinators, and their leadership took the step to basically hire a couple of our employees. So they're paying us, they're reimbursing us. So it kind of all comes together. So we want to give them credit. The commissioners fronted the money. Ken did all the work hiring the people, but I do want to recognize the districts out there and the work they're doing. And in this specific example, they stepped up and hired 2 full-time people. And yesterday was their first day on the job full-time, house out in Republic. And I got a call about 5 o'clock from Lynn Love, who lives in the village of Attica. She's one of the board members of AVR. And she was very emotional because there was an accident and a call that happened in Attica Venice Reed district. The scanner went off. The 2 new full-time people that were in Republic were out the door and on the scene, way faster time than it had been in the past. And she, was very emotional about it. And it really made her feel good that, progress is being made out there and that we are continuing to improve, all of us, the response time, the quality care. And I just want to recognize that. That's a pretty neat testimonial for the first day of having this all in place. So Ken, I'd like to ask Ken if you want to add anything to that, but it really made me feel good and really, I think just cements the fact that we're on the right track here as we continue to communicate and try to improve our EMS system in the county. Ken.
No, the crew handled that very well. First responders arrived on scene first and let the crew know that there were no injuries. It was a property only damage, and they reduced their response to normal traffic, and they handled it like pros, and they did a really good job. And both of them have a long history with Seneca County EMS as volunteers. And it just shows that what we're doing out there shows a commitment to the communities. And those folks are from within the community, and it's important to make sure that our standard of care is met and we continue to improve. And I think that's what we're doing. So I appreciate the help of the board to get that accomplished, and we're going to keep moving forward.
Thanks, Ken. That's all I have, Commissioner. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Well, again, I don't have the mission statement memorized, but we want to get there as quickly as we can, as professionally as we can, and get people handled. And this was another step towards accomplishing our mission. We're not there yet, but every time we hire people, we increase the level of professionalism that we have on the county EMS. And I feel that we are moving towards making certain that all members of the county will be handled properly if they have a situation that they need ambulance service. So again, thanks for your leadership on that, Ken. Thanks to the two ladies who are now working for us full time. And hopefully this will be the rule as opposed to the exception going forward. Perfect. All right. Stacy, do we have any old business?
Sorry, I thought you guys were doing your reports. No, I don't have any old business.
Caught you off guard, Stace.
Yeah, yep.
Tyler, we know that you've been extremely busy. We're not going to burden you with having to report on anything, but I see your name in the paper, and I see you have attended a significant number of meetings. Thank you for your hard work, and I'll let the surgery kind of rest, so you don't have to make a report today. Yeah.
I can talk. I just gotta make sure I don't smile or open up my mouth too much. I got a few stitches here. I'm just trying to make sure that those things don't pop, but had a lot of things I want to report on. I think I'm going to hold off till the next meeting. Renee covered a lot of it. Just wanted to go into a few more details, but I was really happy to see the EMS thing, and Tony brought up the call from Lynn. I wasn't going to name drop it. Yeah, that was a very good message that she sent over yesterday, but I'm going to save my report for next week if that's okay.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Okay, Stacy, we can roll right into new business then.
Okay, we have a couple sub-apps this week. Make sure I'm unmuted. Yeah, okay. I have a supplemental request from Juvenile Probate Court. This is in their Special Projects Fund. They're needing an additional $4,000 into other expense. This is for their 2021 assessment for CASA services and probate court. We have an appropriation adjustment for the Board of Elections. This is some adjustments that were made last year that needed to be adjusted. And obviously at the beginning of the year, we didn't have the budgets quite right because we kept them firm at the 2020 rate. So $6,600 in salaries, $95.70 into Medicare, $924 into PERS. And I have a request from EMS. They're working on getting the ambulance contract in place. The bid is a little higher than what we anticipated, or not necessarily anticipated, but what we had budgeted in the line. So we need an additional $35,500 put into the ambulance replacement line. I'll switch over to my other ones.
Stacy,
Yes,
is that, so that's where we put 65,000 a year in? That
Yes.
fund, that same fund. And so we're just moving 35 more in. So I see Ken nodding. Okay. I got it. Thank you.
yes. Okay, so here is part of that 65,000 that we move every year. I have a resolution authorizing the fund transfer be made to the LGF alternate formula to the ambulance service fund. We do 320,000. We've done this for the past at least 3 years. So we need to move 320 from the general fund to the ambulance service fund. To go along with that transfer, we also appropriated additional funds into that line for EMS to get this project moving with hiring full-time staff. So we agreed to do 300,000 from the general fund to the ambulance service fund. So I have a transfer for that.
Okay, so I thought we did this one already, but we haven't.
No,
Just
no,
talked about it. and
we appropriated it into the general fund to be
That's
transferred,
okay.
but we hadn't done the transfer yet.
Thank you.
My resolution authorizing the fund transfer be made for the LGF alternate formula to the EMA fund. Again, this is a contribution that the general fund puts towards EMA every year. It's 70,000 from the general fund to the EMA fund. We also do 10,000 to soil and water for floodplain, but we did that earlier in the year because they needed the funds. I have a resolution authorizing the fund transfer be made to the Public Assistance Fund. They had reached out, asked for their first transfer. We do this one twice a year. So they're asking for the transfer of $60,939.50 to their county share. And then I have a resolution appointing Anthony Paulus to the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. Beginning on July 1st, 2021 and expire on June 30th, 2025. And then I have a resolution reappointing Kelly Hoover to the Mental Health and Recovery Services Board of Seneca, Sandusky, and Wyandotte counties. Again, this will be July 1st, 2021 and expire on June 30th, 2025. Nikki sent you the bios for each of those when she sent out the board packet. So you should have those. I think that's all I have.
Okay, which is, again, I'd like to take every opportunity we can to thank our volunteers. Both Tony, Paul, and Kelly are giving of their talents to the Mental Health and Recovery Services Boards for the 3 counties. And my sincerest thanks to those guys. I know, I'm not sure how long Kelly's been on, but I know that this is a number of terms for Tony Paulus on that board. So thank you to them, and thank you again to all our volunteers, various capacities. So I will accept a motion to approve the supplemental appropriations, fund transfers, and appointments.
Get motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Very good. Nicole?
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes.
Commissioner Kirschner.
Yes. Okay, we are on to general public. Jimmy, you want to make your announcement?
Sure. So it is now time for public comment. If you'd like to come forward and speak, you can unmute your line. If you're joining us via the phone lines, you hit *6 to unmute. Thanks for joining us, and let us know if you have any comments. Do I see Bryce Riggs on here?
You do.
Hey,
Morning,
what's up, man?
commissioners? I work from home today as we're in the process of our move. We're in day 2 of day 2, so we're excited to get that over with and get back to the office. As many of you know, we're moving across the Justice Center, 96 Washington Street, South Washington Street, and for the time being, we'll move to 2nd floor, then move down to 1st, where we will have a welcome center, which we're excited about. I think it'll be good for visitors, but just wanted to announce that just sent a release out, sent something to Commissioner Paradiso this morning as a member of the Seneca County Tourism Council, that we hired Marissa Stevens, a Seneca County native, as our new stakeholder relations and marketing manager. So she'll be starting on May 24th, and we're excited to introduce you to her. Not new to Seneca County, grew up here. Went to Kent State, currently lives in Utah, but is making the move back home and really wants to get back to family and the community that she loves. So again, looking forward to having her back on board, back in Seneca County. Had involvement from both our tourism council as well as our chamber board, and she received unanimous support across the board from all our stakeholders. So looking forward to introducing you to her, but all is good in the chamber world. 400 members strong, just surpassed that earlier this week, and things are looking good for us.
Great.
Perfect, Bryce.
Awesome.
Thank you for the update.
Next up is David Zack from Tiffany Economic Partnership.
Yes.
Hey there, commissioners, good morning. It's always good to be here, filling in for Audrey. She's facilitating a number of things with our move, so we're kind of tag teaming. But a lot of as always, very exciting things going on. Certainly super excited about the things going on over the chamber. Hitting the number of 400 members and hiring new, talented, locally committed staff. We are just excited to be co-located with them. And about the move, which is the first thing that Bryce touched on. We're all working on getting Wi-Fi. We don't have, furniture yet. We don't have a permit to occupy yet. We're working on all that. We will be at 96 South Washington, both of us together. I think we're really excited about the new location, closer to the commissioners and to the action, right across from the Justice Center. So it's a beautiful thing. Couple of other things. So please, that's a plea for patience. So feel free to text any of us or call any of us. Emails may take a little bit to get to, so just want to apologize on behalf of the team. Bear with us. Please be patient. Some exciting things going on in Carol Kern's world. We are working on a wage and benefit survey. Carol, it's not final, but it's close to being able to secure 22,000 and then be able to get a 3-county benefit survey done by a professional third party for Seneca, Hancock, and Wyandotte, so that our companies can really see what the competition is. Because when you only compare with what's locally, we have 2 people leaving for every 1 person coming in. So we really need to give our employers, and we've been working on this, Carol will tell you, we've been working on this for years. And so we're super excited. And she's just been making it rain lately. She brought in money to help us do additional rural outreach with COACT, and she has brought this in. So really appreciate everything that Carol does as part of our team and as part of the larger county team. Exciting announcement, CrossFit Tiffin going to Hopewell Township to a facility from 4,000 to 11,000 square feet for almost tripling their size, investing some significant funds to take that to a whole nother level. And it's really cool, right? Entrepreneurs continue to grow and build their businesses. We're super excited. Speaking of entrepreneurship, I love all the stuff that Renee's got cooking over in Fostoria. It's, we love having, we're a rising tide lifts all boats. So when Beth Hannum and Sandusky's doing well, when Renee's doing well, when Hancock's doing well, we're all doing well. We announced the Entrepreneurial Opportunity Clearinghouse. So this is something that's been a few years in the making. And what it is we put an online, we've come up with a system. There have been over the years, you may recall, businesses like Surf and Turf or businesses like Temcon up on the north side of Tiffin, businesses that weren't able to find the next generation to run them or employees inside that wanted to purchase them. Hope Roy's, obviously another good example of a business that didn't have someone that was willing to take it over. And so in addition to that, there are franchises and other opportunities where we're either something could happen that either needs capital or it needs an entrepreneur to run it, or it needs both. And so what we've done is put together an online system so that we can get a press release out anytime one of these opportunities comes across our desk. And it could be anonymous. I mean, we can keep it confidential and give it a code name or make it live. And we started this because there's a company by the name of Bird Scooters that wants to do this in Tiffin. And what they need is someone to kind of start a little side hustle, side business. They can make up to, I think, $15,000 a year, basically be a fleet manager for them, but have their own equipment, have their own truck, and then store them over the winter. But these are things where you put your little credit card in and then you leave it wherever you're done. So it's like with the 2 colleges in town, we think that'll be a pretty exciting opportunity. And so one of the ways that we're facilitating that is making it publicly known. If you go to tseoc.org, which is Tiffin Seneca Entrepreneurial Opportunity Clearinghouse.org. If you go to our regular website, you'll find it too. We did a press release on it. John Monk TV is going to cover it today at noon. So we're going to be going down to do an interview with John Monk. So we're super excited about it, and you're going to see a lot more entrepreneurial opportunities coming up that we think will get posted. So that's and then last but not least, I would be remiss if I didn't plug the Downtown Chocolate Walk, May 8th, 2021. You can go online to downtowntiffinevents.com, or you can shop or stop in to Simply Susan's or Washington Street Outfitters to get your tickets. raises money for promoting the downtown, our wonderful county seat. So that's all the news. It's not fit to print. Happy to share with you. And as always, we really appreciate the commissioner's support.
Hey, David,
Sure.
you guys might as well make a satellite office there in the new building for John Monk as much as he's down here.
We try to make him as welcome as possible, make it as easy as possible for him to get stories here. And you know what? I think it's been, we've collectively, right? We've worked really hard at TCEP to build that relationship, to handle him like a VIP, right? He calls with an hour notice, half-hour notice. I'm doing a story in Fostoria, or I'm doing a story here. What do you got for me? And everybody that we work with, the mayor, commissioners, putting out on social media, he sees that stuff. So he's constantly doing stories down here. And you know what? That's how marketing is done in this day and age, is both, you know, working with traditional media and social media. And so we put a lot of effort into both of those. And we believe it's producing results for Seneca County. And thank you for bringing that up. We're excited about it. Anytime he wants to come down, man, be our guest.
Give him a desk or something. Speaking of marketing, I haven't been on your guys' page in a few days. I'm having a hard time talking, but did you guys share the news over there with the business contest for Fostoria?
Did we share the news of the business contest? I don't know.
On TCEP's page?
Yeah, I don't know if we're on there. I'll see. I know I didn't. I don't know if we're on their press list to get their releases. So
Okay.
we'll make sure that that takes place. We would be happy to. I think when they did their annual meeting in 2020, we posted the videos. And so we're very happy to post that. And again, back to the Rising Tide Lifts All Boats, happy to promote that.
Yeah, I was just thinking, you have companies like Bench Warmers, they expanded to Bellevue. Like sometimes you'll see some companies in Tiffin or other parts of Seneca County that are looking for a second or third location, but you just never know. I didn't know if I haven't been on your page, but I didn't know if you guys
No,
shared.
I know we have not, but it was kind of fun hearing Renee talk about it. So yeah, we'd be happy to give additional exposure.
Yeah, we're all Seneca County.
Absolutely.
Hey, thanks for your comments, David. I want to echo what you said about just working with, all of our partners in the traditional media, and then also, working through social media. It's always great to have any of the Toledo TV stations down here, because not only, we get some time on the news that people watch, but we also get a professional video segment that we can share out and show to a bunch of people and share the good news. So I love it. I love the strategy, and it's great working with y'all.
Hey, I do see Mike and Spencer on here. I just want to give them a plug. I mean, they'll probably update on what they got going on, but I've gotten to know them over the last couple of months and really enjoyed working with them as we're working on a couple of things. So just want to give a shout out to Highbridge. Haven't had the chance to work with them before, but really enjoying the experience. So kudos to you, Mike, and your team, as we're hoping to make some big things happen here in Seneca County.
Feelings are mutual, David. Thank you for the shout out, and you guys are doing great things for the whole county, and we look forward to continuing that partnership. So thanks.
That's a good segue, Mike. You might as well just stay right on and talk about what's happening out there.
That's perfect. Thanks, Commissioner. Appreciate that. It is a light week this week here in Columbus. The Ohio Senate and the Ohio House are on their legislative recess for the next few days. The Senate will be out next week as well. And the House will be back in session. We expect in the next 2 weeks that the Ohio House will unveil their version of the 2-year state operating budget, and they will eventually kick that over to the Ohio Senate by the end of April. So as that bill moves through over the next couple of months, if there are things that we need to consider, talking about or adding to that budget, obviously this will be the time to do it. We've had some, conversations with all of you on a variety of different projects, but the budget will be finalized by the end of June. And that's sort of the big pressing issue for the legislature right now. So it's quiet at the moment, but I'm sure that will change soon.
Update on any guidelines with the new money coming?
We checked with actually directly with U.S. Treasury yesterday and the County Commissioners Association of Ohio. None of them have, the Treasury Department has not issued that guidance yet. I assume, Stacy, that you have not received any money yet at this point, correct?
I'm not. They still anticipated the 60 days from the time he signed it, but we haven't received any yet.
Okay. So you've got roughly a month or so before the money could come in. So we expect that guidance to happen before any money is deposited into local and state coffers. So as soon as that's available, we'll let you know. We're checking on a daily basis, but nothing quite yet.
Thank you as always, Michael.
You bet. Thank you.
Okay, Jimmy, anybody else out there?
Seeing none at this time.
Michael Strong, hey, Commissioner Kirschner, I see Michael Strong's on there, and I received a email from the Ritz as a season ticket holder. It seems that they're anxious after COVID a year. They've got big plans. So, Michael Strong, could you give us a quick update as to the things going on at the Ritz Theater?
Certainly can. Thank you, Commissioner. We are going to be starting again in earnest at the end of September is what I expect. We have a number of performances from the spring of 2020 that have moved to October and November of 2021, but we will be doing other performances in the 21-22 season, though that may be somewhat abbreviated.
Boy, it just feels good to be able to say that, doesn't it?
It sure does. I can't begin to tell you.
Yeah. So good.
Okay.
I understand you're chairing the with Bryce Riggs, the committee for the Visitors Bureau. Can you give us a little update there, maybe, Michael?
That is correct. I think Bryce has an update for you.
Perfect. Thank you, Michael. So we meet on the 22nd. The big thing that we're going to discuss in that meeting is obviously my plan is to have Marissa available for that meeting. The Seneca County Visitors Guide, we've done it completely different this year. Bigger size, you're going to find more pictures of actual people in the Visitors Guide than I think any year in the past. We have features, so I'm really excited that. And then we're also allowing input from our tourism council. So again, it was done before in our office. We printed it. No one really saw it before it was a final piece. So that, as well as the Seneca County GAP, which is the grant assistance program. We're going to approve that on the meeting on the 22nd, or the big items, and then also looking at a tourism strategic plan in the long run and what it looks like for us. I've kind of went out and benched a few other visitors bureaus near us, and I'm working on benchmarking others in Ohio to see what it looks like. So we're going to begin that process. So that's what's going on with the GAP program, as well as other programs we're working on. I think the biggest thing is providing an atmosphere and opportunity for our stakeholders on the Tourism Council to provide input and let us know, hey, what are we doing? What do we need to continue to work on? And what aren't we doing that we need to do? So I think this is a big step. Obviously, first meeting was at the end of January, but that's part of our agreement with the commissioners that we're going to really take input and feedback and get better and do better.
When does your new person start, Bryce, again?
May 24th.
So maybe 60 days after that or so, we ought to kind of get an update on, I'm sure you'll introduce her first, but
yep,
give her some time to get settled in and get an update on the Visitors Bureau activity.
Will do. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay.
Bryce, at one point, we, the commissioners had a non-voting presence on your board. Commissioner Kirschner, there was a point where we sat on the chamber board, and then there was a law passed that we were not allowed to do that in the state of Ohio and vote, but then we still went to the meetings as a non-voting member. And then I don't know what happened to that. If we,
I could provide a quick update, Commissioner Purdy. So what ended up happening, obviously there was language out there saying, hey, visitors bureaus and chambers, I know conflict of interest, I believe is what it was. Obviously, prior to me joining the organization, in our last board meeting, I brought up to our board initial discussions, hey, is there issues with it, concerns? There was none. And so they're going to have me bring a resolution to the next board meeting that we have. I believe that's in May, and they're going to, I expect them to approve that. And then from there, we'll have a representative again, hope to have a representative starting after that from the commissioner's office. I think it's a good thing, and more transparency in my eyes is better for all of us and have reporting back from the commissioner's office is what I want.
Does the same hold true? Does the same hold true for any elected official?
That's a great question. I do not know the answer. I just know that it was during, I think, towards the end of John's time that because of, I think, a memo that was put out by the state, or I forget what actual elected official it was, put it out, but there was a conflict. So I do know that I am working on that.
All right, very good.
And Commissioner Kirschner, we have a seat at TSEP and Foster Economic Development, but we're members, right, due to our
That's correct. Yeah, we are actual members of those.
Okay,
Yes.
I see. But I think that would be good, Bryce, and we'll wait to hear back from you. Thank you.
I do, and I think obviously the separation of Tourism Council from the Chamber Board is a good step for us. I think it, again, removes that conflict of interest that, you know, might have been an issue.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jimmy, anything else out there?
See anything? This is your last chance. If you'd like to come forward, you can hit unmute or *6 if you're on the phone line.
So I think I'll end the meeting on a little fishes and loaves story for everyone that's familiar with that. You know, I went into Reno's. Last time I went into Reno's, and I noticed on their petition, people are prepaying for a spaghetti dinner or a couple of pieces of pizza for whomever might need those and might be hungry. There were probably 10 prepaid slips taped to the bulletin board. I just think this is another indication of how good the people of Seneca County are and how willing they are to share their resources with other folks. So, you know, I don't know about anybody else when they see things like that, but it kind of gives me a nice warm fuzzy to know that people are willing to share their treasure with others when that opportunity arises. So thanks to John Reno for that, but also thanks for the spirit of the community for that.
Amen.
Seneca County is a special place.
Okay. Hearing no other items to be brought before the commission, I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
Thank you, Commissioner.
God bless.